Greetings, Banff Warriors. Greetings. Welcome to the Results Kill Excuses show. I'm your host, Greg. I am a freedom alignment coach here on a mission to discover, to find, to attract men that are truly sick and tired of being sick and tired, are ready to accept life 100%, total acceptance of life, release the vices, heal the emotional wounds, and truly step into the anointing of being a divine masculine leader in this world. The reason why those things matter to me so much is because that's who I had to become. I didn't have to become it. That's who I was called to be. I think we're all called to be that. And yet, I'm someone that 12 years ago I hit rock bottom because I was on a absolute warpath of self-sabotaging habits, behaviors, just self-destruction from within, right? And yet eroding and decaying, right? And causing harm to all the relationships around me, being confrontational, being miserable. And I had to hit that rock bottom. And today, as we look to celebrate Father's Day, I can tell you that for most of my life, Father's Day has always been a touchy subject. It still is a touchy subject, actually. And it's because I am a fatherless father. What does that mean? I'm a fatherless father. That means I ain't got daddy. I ain't never had daddy. Daddy ain't ever come back. He ain't been there. He ain't come back. And I can say that with some joking right now. I've had some really difficult encounters with my biological father, my dad, throughout my life, but he was never there. And I'm a man that has two teenagers, a 15 and a 17-year-old, and I've learned so much about being a man, being a dad by being a dad. And that's a great gift. I believe that my children actually helped me to heal a lot of my childhood wounds. They at least were a catalyst for healing that. I continue to go into depths and sit into uncomfortable emotional situations. But what I really desire, and I would love for you to experience, if you're someone that can relate to the addiction issues as a man, if you're someone that can relate to the fact that the addiction issues were actually stirred up and spurned on by the fact that you had some emotional wounds. You still have some emotional wounds. And it's that piece that men, we get really avoidant. We get really in denial. And we write off the whole emotion, man. I had a conversation with another man yesterday, a brother of mine. And you know, that conversation of emotional healing in men it's triggering. It's because it's challenging, because we have so many layers of programming that project onto us an expectation, and it's deeply rooted. Also deeply rooted are these emotional wounds, these suppressed emotions. And so, man, I would want nothing more for you men to really start getting out of your head and start connecting with your heart. I'd want nothing more for you to be able to sit in your uncomfortable emotions and not have to turn to drugs, alcohol, porn, food, um, social media, gambling, sports and entertainment, all of these addictive opportunities for you to just distract yourself off of something that's painful, something that's uncomfortable. It's an emotion inside of you. But literally, what I have learned in my healing journey is how to just sit in it. if you can just sit there in that uncomfortable, right, and breathe into it, just have like a little internal dialogue, learn to communicate with yourself, cultivate that fatherly relationship with your inner self. Man, those emotions process and go away pretty rapidly, like under 2 minutes if you really put some practice into it. And my experience and my heart goes out to one, all the men out there that had an absent father, right? All the men out there that are absent fathers, because it's two sides of the coin, right? The coin's the same, right? We have that did men that are now fathers that had an absent father, and then men that are fathers that are absent fathers. My heart goes out to both of you, right? And I know that there's a lot to blame, right? There's different systems that don't align and support fatherhood. We get that, right? There's a lot of nasty stuff in terms of family court issues. And my heart just goes out to you. I just sit here and like, I know I have a lot of friends, a lot of men in my life that have been through the absolute shittiest of shit situations in terms of family court issues, wanting access to their children. And without getting on a tangent about that, I'm just trying to sit there and say, regardless of the outcome that you want, whether you are a fatherless father and you're either present or absent, right? What are you doing to work on yourself? How are you cultivating that inner relationship with yourself? Because our true purpose in this life, the number one purpose that we all have in this life, and comment down below. What do you think your number one purpose is? And this is universal, men, women, like everyone. We are called for one purpose. A lot of people don't feel that they have figured out what's my purpose? What's my purpose? There's a difference between your purpose and a calling, right? Or a gift, even. Your purpose in life. What does that mean to you, right? What I truly believe that everyone's number one purpose in life is to be the absolute best version of ourselves. That's all you got control over. And that's why I'm on a mission to connect with men, right? From my heart to your heart, man. To not just amp up your physical results, to not just amp up financial results, to not just amp up relationship results, to amp up the total embodiment of divine masculinity, which is a composition, an all encompassing, right, balance of mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and physical health. This is the gift I have given myself, 12 years of healing, and this is what I want for you. I want for you as a man to be able to trust yourself in any situation emotionally. Not that you can't fight your way out of any situation. I want you to trust yourself emotionally. That even if you think, oh, well, I don't lose my cool too much. Well, there's a difference between not losing your cool and suppressing, right? Not being able to speak, avoiding the difficult conversation, being able to articulate in words, how are you feeling? What do you need? This is so difficult for us as men. We want to be this wall, this stoic, this, nothing can phase me. And we're very phased. We're very hurt. We're very broken on the inside. And, it definitely translates and expresses itself in our intimate relationships, right? With our lovers, with our children, with our extended family, our immediate family, at our workplace, in our social circles, right? This inner self that is so mysterious that people just can't figure it out, but they try, they're trying to observe what the heck, how is this man feeling? And I want you to be able to have more self mastery, which is having real control over yourself and then having the words to be able to communicate. What do you feel? What do you need? And to not ever feel like you need to hold back or edit, right? Or avoid or run or smash things because you don't know how to regulate that emotional internal state of being. And I think that that is the gift that I am giving to the world at a place such as now, right here, right now. But it ultimately, if I go back to my own experience, it all starts with releasing the vices. And too many of us as men, right, got to hit rock bottom. And I would love, I want for you to not have to hit a rock bottom, right? If you're hearing this message, like you can do this turnaround peacefully. It don't got to come through drama, through crushing, adversity. But so many of us as men, like we need that. We're some stubborn SOBs, man. And that's the truth. Straight up. SOBs. And it's painful. But if that's the trajectory you're on, right? Because my belief is you're either getting better or you're getting worse every day. And you know when you're getting better because you're chalking the wins. You're stacking W's every single day. And that's like me. And that's what I want for you. I want you stacking wins every single day, not watching other motherfuckers win. I want you stacking wins right in front of you, right there in your world, being that team captain, right, of your situation, of your team. Your team is not these professional athletes playing all over the world, living their best lives, making millions upon millions of dollars, right? Your team is literally the people that are depending on you right now, right there in front of you. That's your team. You're the captain. Let's go. I want you to truly feel confident enough to embrace the calling of being the best version of yourself. And I can just tell you through my experience, right? When I hit my rock bottom, I knew I was like, man, the everything that processed through my mind was through a masculine lens, which is like, right, this is not me. This drunk, right, numbed out, broken version of me, self-destructing, literally wanting either death or incarceration or just anything to alleviate the pain, right? I'm like, I'm better than this. I knew it. I knew I was a better father. I knew I was a better husband. I knew I was a better man. I knew I was a better son. I knew I was a better brother. I knew I was a better friend, right? Any role that you can put yourself in as a man, I knew I was a better version of that than who I had become. And I'm a veteran, man, that PTSD, you name it, right? I got the shirt. I'm rocking it and using all the excuses I can to not get better, to not take ownership. And it took me hitting that rock bottom. And I want for you to not have to go through what I went through, right? Getting thrown in jail for a domestic violence dispute with my ex-wife, right? I don't want you to have to go through that. If you still have your wife and your kids, I don't want you to have to go through a divorce. I want you to be able to restore the harmony, the peace, the love, the romance in your family. But guess what? It's not by the work, it's not by the things you do for them, it's for the things that you do for you. I want you to rebuild the relationship that you have with yourself, to start loving yourself. Because as you start to love yourself, then you can love everyone else around you unconditionally. And they need that. And that's the beautiful thing of it all. So on this day, I just want to send you love, peace, strength, hope, endurance, perseverance, hunger, tenacity, savagery, whatever it takes for you to re-engage in the battle. And the battle is over your soul. The battle is for your mind. The battle is for you to truly be free. Free from the vices, free from the negative thinking, free to be the truest version of yourself. And that means you literally letting go of the vices, being willing to say, I need help. I can't do this alone. And that takes a lot of vulnerability for a man to ask for some fucking help, man. I need help. Please, someone help me. Because we think we got to do it all and we got to do it all alone and no one can really handle our shit. And there's truth in that, but the other piece is there are professionals that there's not a connection, relationally speaking, that you can't truly be yourself. And when you get with a professional, you get therapy, like you have a sounding board. You have someone that you could just pour out all this shit and you don't have to worry about them reacting, responding to you and triggering you more. Like they can literally sit there with you and help you to heal and release all this pent up burden inside of you. So just know you're worth it. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to be able to trust yourself once again. And I'm going to keep getting on this. And I'm going to keep being the example because I wouldn't be here if I hadn't given myself this gift that I'm expressing to you right here, right now. Because you know the drill. Results kill excuses. Greg's out.